There is a way that God can speak to us and we just won't know it. It may take hours, days, weeks, or months till it registers what he's done and what he's said. I am, of course, talking about God using dreams. Dreams seem to be God's secret weapon in speaking to us. We've talked already in this little playlist here about prayer. We've talked about reading the Bible. We've talked about involving ourselves around other people. We've talked about getting out in nature, all these different things. But all of those are the results of choice. We choose to pray. We choose to pick up a Bible and read it. We choose to be around other people. We choose to go out amongst nature. But this way that God speaks to us is different because it's an arena where he is uninvited most of the time. But it's just an unguarded place where he seems to be able to sneak in and speak to us. Every day at some point, unless things have gone really bad for you, at some point you're going to settle down, you're going to get into your comfy clothes or whatever, you're going to get into bed and you're going to assume the position, whatever that is, spoon, fetal, frog, blob, whatever it is, and you're going to close your eyes and off you go to the land and nod. And it's there in that unguarded place of sleep that God seems to be able to bypass our defenses, our objections, and just speak to us. Now, not every dream we have is from God, but many are, and maybe more than we think. So how can we tune in to a dream that we think might be from God? How can we find out if it is? What do we need to do? Who do we need to talk to? What needs to go on in order for us to understand a dream that we've had? As you look at the Bible, there are countless dreams. There's countless moments where people are spoken to through dreams, warnings and promises and reminders, shocking things, wonderful things happen. God speaks to the young and the old, to normal everyday folk, and to kings and royalty and warriors and kings. And I've said kings twice, that's double kings there. It seems to be something that happens a fair amount. Now, I don't know how you feel about dreaming. Dreaming is a strange state. My opinion used to be of dreaming that as I go through the day and I see whatever I see, there's things I register, and there's a million things that are in my vision and I register on a subconscious level. And it's only as I go to bed and I completely rest and I'm not busy doing anything else that the little man in my mind begins to sort the things out into their right pigeonholes. And my opinion of dreams was that dreams is your mind seeing the movement, the recategorization, the sorting out of all the inputs that you've had. And your dreams, because you're a meaning machine, you're a storyteller, every one of us is to some degree, our mind makes up an imaginative story, and that's where we get dreams from. That's why dreams can be mixed with all sorts of stuff that you've encountered during the day and you've been thinking about for a while. And in that unguarded place, God seems to be able to open up the door and walk in wherever he likes. There's a very famous character in the Old Testament called Joseph, who had a lot of trouble with dreams in his life. He had some dreams himself that got him into trouble, but then he had some encounters with the dreams of others that got him out of trouble. I want to read you something from a book called Genesis, the first book of the Bible, that talks about Joseph. It's a moment where Joseph is in prison. He's been kind of framed and he's stuck there. And a couple of other characters have also been put in the jail and they have a couple of dreams. And anyway, I don't want to get too into it. Let me read you this. It's not very long. Then we'll come back. It says this: one night the cupbearer and the baker each had a dream, and each dream had its own meaning. The next morning, Joseph noticed the dejected look on their faces. "Why do you look so worried today?" he asked. They replied, "We both had dreams last night, but there is no one here to tell us what they mean." "Interpreting dreams is God's business," Joseph replied. "Tell me what you saw." There's an interesting couple of things going on there, right? Joseph seems to say, look, you've had these dreams and you've got to understand the interpreting of dreams is the business of God. But then he says almost afterwards, tell me what you saw. Tell me your dream. He understood that God can speak to us, but often how we come to understand that he's spoken to us in a dream, in that secret place, is through the help of others. You often have to share your dream with someone else before someone will be able to say, without all of your stuff, be able to identify what's going on. I remember years ago I had a dream and it involved all my current friendship group and God. And don't ask me how that works in dreams. You know how it works. Stuff works in dreams that you don't understand all the time, right? We fly around, we do all sorts of stuff. But I had this dream. I told it to a couple of friends as a joke, just never thinking, just saying, I had this freaky dream the other night. Then I told it to my one friend, this particular friend, my man called Sashi. My man Sash, as soon as I tell it to him, he goes sort of slightly, he goes quiet on me and he says, that dream's from God, mate. And I was like, oh, all right. Then he said, this has happened and this is what this bit meant and this is what this bit meant. And he interpreted the dream for me. And as soon as he did it, I just went, oh, of course. How did I not see that? How did I not know? And I think that's the nature of how God talks to us in dreams. That's the nature of how it's this secret way God talks, because sometimes we just don't get it. It's in the subconscious. It's in this sleeping place, this kind of restful place that he's able to get into. And you will need others to interpret your dreams. So it's the business of God. But like he does at other times, he involves other people. Maybe you've had a dream. Maybe it's stuck with you. And this is one of the ways I work out whether I've maybe had a dream from God or not. Because I dream a lot. I have all kinds of strange dreams. And you know what it's like. You're really into a dream. You wake up and you want to go straight back there, but you can't. And then pretty soon it will just fade. If you ever try to really remember a good dream, you just can't get a grip on it. It's like jelly. It just goes to nothing. It just goes to dust in your hands. I don't have dusty jelly. That's a weird analogy. You get what I'm saying? They're hard to hold on to. And it seems to me that when I've had dreams, and I've had a few dreams in my life that have turned out to be God speaking, they've stayed with me. For days later, I could explain it to someone. I could describe the texture of the dream. I was able to write it down, share it with others. And you must share, if you have a dream like that, you must share it with other people. That's how you come to receive an interpretation. That's how you come. And sometimes it's just someone pointing something out, and then you realize everything that's happened. It's not that you don't know anything and someone goes and tells you. You need some sort of mythic character in your life. Sometimes just someone needs to go, that's God. Don't you think it's funny that this is going on in your life? Or you ask God this and now this is happening, and you suddenly, the blinkers come off and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah. Dreams are God's secret weapon when it comes to speaking to us. But you're going to need the help of others. Maybe you've got a dream right now. Maybe something has stuck with you. Don't just sit on it. Write it down. Phone a friend. Text a friend. Tell someone your dream. And maybe God will meet you there. Maybe God's speaking to you in that secret place. It's well worth asking for dreams as well. I went through a 6-month, 7-month period where I would go to sleep and say, God, meet me in a dream. I want to hear your voice tonight. And I think like a couple of dreams came out of that season of just every night going, I want to meet you. I want you to speak to me. Anyway, have fun dreaming, I guess. Laters. Take care of yourself.